Dear students, I welcome you on the third session of Principles of Management of first semester BBA of Bangalore University. In this session, we will be discussing about the scope of management. Let's recap what we have studied in two sessions. First session, we studied about the concept of management, meaning of management, and various definitions of management. And in second session, we discussed about the nature of management. In this course is planned to aim to enlighten the students with the introduction of management, enable them to determine the characteristic function and scope of management, differentiate between administration and management, and understand the various roles performed by the managers. In this session, student will be able to understand the coverage of the subject matter of the management. What are the subjects? How the management the coverage? What we are going to study under the management? Uh, Management is in all pervasive function. There is hardly any field without management. Harbison and Mayes have tried to restrict it under three major categories. What are those categories? Management as an economic resource, management as a class of allied, management as a system of authority. However, whenever we study the scope of management, we see it as a functional areas of management. So, I have broadly classified the scope of management into four major areas. What exactly the economic resources says? Business economists classify the factors of production into four basic inputs, that is, land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. By the use of all these four basic production can be done. But to turn into a profitable venture, an effective utilization of man, money, material, machinery, and methods of production has to be ensured. This is guaranteed by application of management principles and practices. So, managing five M's, which is money, man, material, machinery, and methods, effectively and efficiently to achieve the enterprise objective is the one of the scope of management. Next, we determine management as a class or allied. Management is considered to be a distinct class that has its own value system. Managerial class often refers to as collective group of those individuals that perform managerial activities, and those class is essential part of management and organization. The importance of class has become so huge that entire group of managers is known as managers. The managers are the class of people who who will managing the activities of the organization. So managers constitute a class of professionals who are allied all over the world. They manages the activities that is to be performed in the organization. They identify the activities, and they will be responsible for the workers working under them. So they will perform the social responsibility on the part of their activity. So managers is treated as a class or a allied. According to Hudson and Mayes, management is a system of authority. It formulates a standard set of rules and procedures that to be followed by subordinates and ensure their compliance with web of relationships. Managers enjoy more authority than people working under them. The superiors enjoy more authority than the working under him. But authority is backed by a responsibility. They have to be more responsible, and the top management define the objectives and provide the direction for the middle management, and middle management interpret and explain the policies framed by the top management to the um, first line managers. They will be entrusted to do the routine activities of the organization. So management is called as a system of authority, the authority which will ensure the smooth functioning of an organization. That's what discussed in this session. So next we will discuss the functional areas of management. I have listed out the some of the functional areas of management. We study this as a branch of management where management used to function. The production management, financial management, personal management or HR development management, marketing management, maintenance management, material management, transport management, system management and office management. Production management. It includes work analysis, planning, scheduling, routing, quality control, inventory control and inspection. Production planning and control include following steps. We can discuss this as a work analysis and planning. Work analysis, they do determine well in advance what is to be produced and how to produce the particular product, and the routing determines how and what exact route or path to be followed in production. And next, scheduling, determining the time in which when the operation to start and when the operation to be stopped. Dispatching and implementing is setting the production work in motion by releasing the orders and instruction. Follow-up is the appraisals of the work performed, and inspection and quality control ensure the good quality check we call. When the product is ready, that should meet certain standards. Quality control ensures that. By inspection, production management able to do that. These are the work to be performed under production management. Next we look into financial management. What financial management will going to do in management is, it include the estimation of financial requirement and their procurement. What exactly it says is how the funds are required, what amount of fund is required, and how we will going to ensure the fund is in hand when it is required, so that organization will grow in its phase. There will be no hindrance to growth by lack of funds. So it includes economic forecasting and capital structure determination, finding the optimum source of fund. We can learn it as the optimum. What is the optimum source of fund? From which source we have to get the funds, either from equity or from a loan, and that is debt. We call it as a debt. What is the optimum mix? How we can ensure that the cost is minimum and it will contribute to the wealth creation of the owner. This is what we are going to discuss in financial management, and how we are going to procure the financial resources, and how we are going to allocate the fund. Once we source the fund, once we procure the fund, how we are going to allocate with fixed assets and with working capital and with other day-to-day operational activities. So how we are going to allocate the funds? The main branch of this is working capital management and investment decisions. Investment decisions are also called capital budgeting decisions. Then in financial management we discuss about how the earning happens and how the earning is distributed among the various stakeholders, like how we are going to pay the dues to the debt holders, and what are the amount of profits to be shared among the shareholders. These are the various points we will be looking in financial management. Next, we will be discussing about personal management. It includes recruitment, placement, training, transfer, promotion, safety, health, welfare, succession planning, service, etc. of the employees. In this, the main functions performed by the management is manpower planning. How much uh, how many employees we require in near future, how we are going to get those employees, by internal sources or by external sources. After recruitment we will be selecting the employees by interviews, or various measures are taken by giving test by, and then selection is done, then placing that employee in a particular position uh, on the basis of his ability and skills. If it is meet our specification, we will place him at that particular position. And training the employee, transfer the employee, promotion, how promotion to be considered, and safety measures to be undertaken to the employees, health welfare service, etc. to the employees. These are the various things have to be managed under personal management. Then we will go to marketing management. Marketing management is concerned with all those purposeful activities which is aimed towards attainment of marketing goals. So it is aimed towards attainment of marketing goals. It includes selling, advertisements, sales promotion, marketing research, price determination, and marketing risk, etc. These are the few items which I have listed in this particular section, but it has more and more activities. The ultimate aim is to get a greater market share in the market. So marketing management is trying to get the right product at a right price, at a right place, at a right time, so that consumer will be able to purchase our product on time. This is the ultimate aim of the marketing management. Next, we will look into maintenance management. Maintenance management is help us to and ensure that all the machines and equipments are at a working condition. They keep the machines and equipment at a working conditions, and they will conduct the replacement and repair activities to the smooth operations. They keep the building and plant and equipment under working condition, which will help us to help the organization to run the work of a production department smoothly. The maintenance department and production department have a close contact. They are interact with each other more frequently. The maintenance department ensure the smooth functioning of a production process, so it will be very helpful. Next, material management and purchasing. So in material there are three inputs to the organization. Men will be dealt in a HR department. Who will be recruited, when will be recruited, how many members are required. Machines and materials. Machine is a capital expenditure which will be done in a which, even though we require it in here, the finance department will be more concerned with giving the fund, how the funds are allocated to machines. But material management here mostly concerned with the input, which will be used as a raw material to produce the product. So material management is helpful in determining what material exactly we require and in what quantity we will require, and how we will going to plan, direct, control and coordinate all the activities which are inputs to our manufacturing process. How we are going to manage the material when it is required, how much raw material is required, when it is required, and what quantity is required, where it is located, how we are going to get that on time. These are the various things we will manage at the material management and purchasing department. Purchasing and procurement, we will call it as a 5 R's. That means right quality, right quantity, right source, right price, and right time, which will be ensure the finished goods are of a good quality. Then we will discuss about the transport management. Transportation involves transportation of raw material as well as finished goods. So the action is to be taken to reduce the transportation cost. So it includes the transportation by rail, by road, by water. What is the mix we have to use to reduce the cost of transportation? Where our production facility is located? It is near to raw material or near to the consumer. Both way, if it is near to raw material, then the finished goods to be transported where the consumer located. So from the place of production to from place of distribution, the product should be transported. If it is located near to the consumer, then raw material to be brought from the place of uh, um, place of production to that particular production facility. So these are the things which we will consider while doing the transportation management. How the transportation, how with minimum cost, how the transportation is managed. These are the various things discussed, managed under transportation management. Then system management. The total project is subdivided into subunits, so that the total task is divided into sub projects, so that the management will be easier, and fix the authority and responsibility will be much easier, and we can able to track the status periodically and communicate with the client how. And system management will ensure that we will able to integrate the subunits, so that the final output will be in line with the requirement of the client. So it is a process of subdividing the total process, like uh, we will dividing the total work into various subunits, and we will be uh, dividing the system management, dividing the total project into subunit of projects, delegate duties, track the status periodically, communicate with the client, integrate the subunit test, the supervisor, worker responsible for the meeting deadlines for project completion. Next, we will discuss the rural management. Rural resources and issue management, such as water resource management, forest product management, crop management, cattle management, rural manpower management. If the organization is dealing with the rural resources, how they are dealing with these scarce resources? Are in line with the guidelines provided by the various authority to protect these environmental factors? How organization is able to cope up with various legal requirement to deal with the issues related to rural resources. Next, we will be discussing about office management. It is the task of planning, organizing the activities within the office, how the office work to be maintained, how we are going to do the office work with proper planning and control, how we will able to manage the organization at the office. So organized activities, office management, organized activities of all the activities, planning and controlling the office work, including maintaining and keeping the records which is going to happen in the organization, and clerks and cashiers, account managers, these are the people who are going to perform within the office environment. And how we are going to delegate the duties to the respective personnels within the office and how we will going to get the work done within time is the function of office management. To conclude, we are study the matter of management as a economic resource, a class of allied, and a system of authority. Then we looked into a functional areas, where are various functional areas of management, and scope of management is nothing but a subject matter of management. While studying the different functional areas of management, planning, organizing, staffing, direction, control, and coordination constitute the subject matter of the management. Office management and research and development also constitute the functional areas of management, which we are studied in this